A good day to all the people who are listening to this information sharing. I want to start off by saying today it marks, or this year, it marks 28 years. 28 years, if I am not mistaken. 28 years since the TRC recommendations were handed over to Parliament or to Mr. President Mandela in 1998. I want to say that little has been done. Too little has been done to the victims. I want to remind government of the day as to why Truth and Reconciliation Commission was established. The aim of this commission was for reconciliation purposes. Now, they have made, I'm talking about the TRC, some recommendations to Parliament. When I look at these recommendations, goodness me, I am laughing because this was a laughable matter to the world. You know, Mbeki made us a laughing stock, even to our very own oppressors, the people who denied us opportunities, the people who isolated us in so many things in this country. Well, it might happen that he had a meeting with the world leaders. I'm talking about those leaders who were very much supportive to the apartheid regime. We can see today the manifestation of those. No country is very much supportive to the South African liberation struggle, except for those countries who helped our brothers and our sisters who were workant. When I say workant, I don't mean Netherlands. I don't mean America. I don't mean France. No. I mean the real friends of the struggle. and we know who those countries are. Now, I heard about another information which will be another slap on the victim's face. That now the government is planning to individualize the housing system of the victims. What government is saying is that, and this is open for verification. As I heard, government is planning that now some of the victims are going to be given houses by the government. Some, not all the victims are going to be benefiting in this initiative. I want you to watch the space. In fact, it will not be the first time the government does this. If you look at the entire TRC system, the information is shared only with those who are or whose relatives are very much close to the government, and others are left in limbos. They don't even know what is going on. They are not even, goodness me, the Minister of Justice. I think this department doesn't want to be exposed. They don't want to be seen as people who doesn't do justice. If you look at the whole TRC saga, after 1994, it was said that this portfolio will be handed by or handled by the Department of Justice. Now, in the middle of nowhere, Justice has handed over the task to the Department of Education, knowing that the Department of Education has its own burdens, and they are overburdening this department in so much that the administrators don't know what to do. They are given this thing to handle, and they don't know how and where to start. Goodness me. Is that duck and diving? Is that the way of running away from the responsibility? I do not want to talk about Cyril Ramaphosa, what is this guy, Paul Mashatile. No, I don't want to talk with those. No, no, no. For them, it was better the homeland system. If you know the homeland system, the Sebes, the Matanzimas, the Mangopes, and so forth and so on. Those homelands were much, much more better than them, because the president of Siskai would go to Israel and ask for a donation. A president of Transkei would go to Canada and ask for tractors. I mean, that's better. That's something for the people. You know, I fell short of saying that the qualification they obtained must be returned back to the university where they obtained that qualification. Many of them in government, that has to be done. I mean, a person goes to school, acquire the necessary information and skills to help the country, but when it comes to implementing those, it's zilch. Wow. Huh? That's why they don't even care when our children falls short of getting their degrees. They fall on the way, they tend to drugs, this and that. They don't care because they know that theirs or their corner is sorted. Now, my plea to the minister listening to me, to the minister, I know that there is a minister who has ears, a minister who can see what is happening in our country. I want, or I am pleading with that minister to take measures for the sake of our people who has sacrificed their lives to make this country a better country. What has to be recommended by the government? I mean, what has to be done for the TRC victims? It has to be done. I mean, 28 years, it's a lot of time. 28 years, it's a lot of time. Some of us are surviving by the grace of God. It's only grace that we are here. No medical was supplied, nothing. Only Mr. Mbeki, the biggest oppressor of the TRC victim, stood up in Parliament and said 30,000 once-off payment to all the victims. I mean, is he not shamed today for what he has done? Calling him a president, for me, it's, it's a, I don't know how to call it, but he failed on that. I don't know on others, but I've seen him on this. He has failed. He put a final nail of oppression on the head of all the victims of violence and torture. He made us mute. He shut our mouth. For a president not to think what people has gone through during the apartheid. If we can go back and tell the president, he will be ashamed of the decision he has taken. I tell you the truth. He has made us paralyzed, or he paralyzed us. He made us people who are half-minded. They cannot think for themselves. Wow. Thank you very much, Minister. I hope that you are listening to this video, and I hope that, and I pray for your protection for the decision that you are going to make on behalf of the TRC victims. I know it will be difficult, but God will be with you. God will protect you. God will protect your family if you take a decision to implement what needs to be implemented for the victims of violence and torture in this country. God will protect you and your family. Thank you.